Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video I'm going to be ranking every class from 7 to 1 on how good they are to start Season 14 on opening weekend based on the starter set they get and all those sorts of things. So let's get into it. Really quick, a couple things I do want to mention. This does not take into consideration the meta. So, if I were going to talk about starting to get to 1,000 Paragon as fast as possible or to win the leaderboard for the season, I would say start it with 4 people and start as a Barbarian and like 3 Necromancers or 2 Necromancers and 1 Demon Hunter. Something like that, so you can get into the rat runs, the XP runs as soon as possible. So that's not what this video is about. It's not about the meta. This is designed for even if you're playing solo. This is to help you kind of decide on what classes would be the best and most optimal to start the season. And also, if there's a class that you really want to play, just play that class. Like, don't let me sway you to do something else, because any class can be viable. You know, that last patch Blizzard did like 8 or 9 months ago, whenever it was, everything is at least like viable. So if there's a class you're dying to play that. If you're kind of on the fence, I'm gonna rank everything for you. So anyway, I just wanted to get those out of the way, and let's get into it here. I'm gonna go into my create a screen, and at number 7 I'm going to have Wizard, and their starting set is the DMO set. I don't think Wizard is that efficient to start a season, especially if you have to play solo. Again, they can be viable, as I mentioned before. Any class can be. I just don't think that they can shine as much in the early season as much as the classes I have ahead of them. Number 6, I think, is going to surprise you. I'm actually going to put the Necromancer as number 6. They do start with the Pestilence set, which does have some good speed farming builds, but the Necromancer just kind of struggles with toughness. It can be kind of frustrating to farm with, and doesn't do so hot solo, or at least not as good as the classes I have above it. It's a great class for the meta, and for if you have like a 4-person group, you're doing XP runs and things like that, it's great. But in terms of this list here that I'm doing, I had to put it at number 6. Number 5, I'm going to go with the Monk, which I think is also a surprise for most of you. The Monk has a lot of really good speed farming builds. They can zip around the map with their Dashing Strike, which is the best teleporting ability in the game. But this season they start with the Inna set, and the Monk is a little bit harder to gear, a little bit harder to get rolling. Once you do get the Monk up and running, it is an extremely efficient class. So I'm basing this list off of the opening weekend, so I had to put the Monk down at number 5. But if this were like what class to play to get to Paragon 2000 the fastest, Monk would be one that would be a little bit higher. At number 4, I'm going to put the Witch Doctor, which starts with the Zunamasa set. Now, I put the Witch Doctor at number 4 because it's a little bit easier to play. It's a little bit tankier. I think it's going to be a little bit easier to stay safe in the early season and start wrecking T6 sooner and things like that. So that's why Witch Doctor's at number 4. Now we get into the top 3, where these are the classes that I think are really good to start the season with if your goal is just to complete your seasonal objectives as fast as possible and maybe earn that stash tab, and maybe if you don't have a ton of friends to play with. Number 3, I'm going to put Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is your jack of all trades class. It's good at bounties, it's good at regular rifts, it's good at speed farming, it's good at GRs, it's good at power leveling people, it's good at everything. It's just a great class to start a season as, and it's usually what I pick. I usually start the season as a Demon Hunter because I know how to play it, I know what I'm doing, and I know that no matter what we're doing, I can at least perform pretty well. And then I use my Demon Hunter to spec my other builds that I want to do, like my Necromancers and my Barbarians and my Monks and stuff. So Demon Hunter at number 3, starting with the Marauder set this season. Number 2, let's go to the Barbarian. Now, I have the Barbarian at number 2 because it starts with the Raycore set, which applies to a lot of the meta builds for the Barbarian. Charge Barb is really fast at farming with good toughness, and then you can use your Barbarian to spec to support if you do want to, you know, switch it up and play with some friends and run a support build. So Barbarian is going to be a very strong choice early in the season. Number 1, I think, is going to come as a surprise to a lot of you as well, and I'm going to put the Crusader at number 1. Now, the reason being is Crusader starts with the Icon set, and the Icon set is part of the Condemn build. Condemn is an amazing build. It's part of the meta for Crusader. The Crusader can build a Sage Rift build around it so they can get tons of death breaths. The Steed Charge lets the Crusader move around the map extremely fast. You have lots of mobility. It's going to be really good solo. You're going to be able to complete your GR 70 pretty easily with good toughness. So the Crusader is just an all-around really good class to start the season with because of starting with the Icon set. It's going to be able to spec into a lot of horizons for you. So yeah, that concludes the list. Number 7, Wizard. Number 6, Necromancer. Number 5, Monk. Number 4, Witch Doctor. Number 3, Demon Hunter. Number 2, Barbarian. Number 1, Crusader. So if you have different opinions, I would love to hear what you have to say. Drop it down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. Good luck in Season 14. Peace.